A string of length L is stretched along x-axis and is rigidly clamped at x is equal to 0 and x is equal to L. Transverse vibrations are produced in the string for nth harmonic, which of the following relation may represents the shape of string at any time. So we know that basically over here we are going to get a stationary wave, and if stationary wave is produced in the string with n number of nth harmonics, so assume that the situation may be something like this, and it is going to oscillate in n number of loops. So if it is oscillating with n number of loops, then we can write the equation for its frequency. Let's say its frequency will be equal to n divided by 2L into its velocity. We can take it as v. So if it is fundamental mode, v by 2L, and nth harmonic, it is n into v divided by 2L. And we know that at x is equal to 0, there is a node. So we can write, if you are writing the equation for amplitude, there are two possibilities. Either we can write 2a cos kx, or we can write it as 2a sin kx. So if you are writing 2a cos kx, and if you are putting the value of x is equal to 0, so at x is equal to 0 we should get the value as, we will get the value of 2a, but according to the stationary wave formed, at x is equal to 0, here we should get a node. So at x is equal to 0 we should get 0. That means the equation for its amplitude should be 2a sin kx. Further, the value of k, we can write it as, it is 2a into sine of k is basically 2 pi divided by lambda into x. And question, the value of lambda is not given. Instead of that, they are given that the string is having a length L and it is oscillating in n number of loops. If it is oscillating in one loop, then it is lambda by 2 L, and if it is oscillating n number of loops, so we can use n into lambda by 2 is equal to the value of L. So the value of lambda, we can take it as something but 2L divided by n. If you are putting this value instead of lambda, then we'll get this equation as 2a into sine of 2 pi divided by lambda can be written as 2L by n into x. So we can write this equation becomes 2a into sine of, this 2 get cancelled, the remaining thing is pi into n into x divided by L. So we can write the actual equation for this stationary wave. So for amplitude it should be 2a sine pi n x divided by L, and for its oscillation it can be sine omega t or it can be cos omega t. So these are the possibilities. So amplitude is 2a sine pi n x divided by L into sine omega t or into cos omega t as possible. It depends upon what about the value of its initial phase. So according to the given options, we can say that this one, this and this one is possible. It can be cos omega t as sine omega t into sine of n pi x divided by L.